Relationship status. What about you?
I have a pet.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pet, like a guy that acts like my dog.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, he sleeps on my floor on the dog bed.
He's like a sub? Is that what you call him? Or a slave?
He just does whatever I ask.
A servant?
So you have a master-slave BDSM dynamic.
Yeah, basically. I went in.
You're being serious, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in. I got out of a relationship about a year ago. The guy tried to strangle me like 5 times. Ran to the neighbor's house.
I'm not sure how that's relevant, but okay.
So I ended up with a
sub.
sub
because as you know, the best way to recover from being in an abusive relationship is to abuse somebody. Everybody knows that.
Well, I don't hit him or anything, and he.
Yeah, just humiliate him, make him sleep in a dog bed. Does he have a dog
I told him
bowl?
he could. I didn't tell him he had to. He asked me to buy him a dog bed.
Yeah, but I mean, you do realize that there are mentally ill individuals out there who do mentally ill things, and that it is very enabling when a person's like, well, I know that you're mentally ill and sick in the head, that you'd be willing to sleep in a dog bed like a freak, but I'm going to go ahead and in some way get some sort of gratification from that. Like, what doesn't that say something bad about you?
I didn't think about it, but I guess, I don't know. I take care of him financially. I pay all of his bills. Like,
why?
Because I don't know.
She's the dom. She's the dom.
I just enjoy the comfort. It's
Did you peg him too?
I don't think so.
How would you would forget that, or how would you forget that?
I tell him he's a good boy, though.
Does he bark for you?
He probably would if I asked him to.
Is this around
Wait,
your
this is
child?
like
Yeah, what kind of pet dynamic is this?
Have you seen? This is like that. Have you seen that Office episode where they like went to Jan's house, like Michael and Jan's house, and like Jan had the whole bed.
She walks in with the collar.
He has the ottoman.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is, actually.
And then there's like a what's it called? You know, at the edge of the bed, there's a
Ottoman.
Ottoman. It was like an ottoman. He slept on the ottoman.
Are you being 100%
wait.
serious?
Is it if there's a contract that says he consents to this?
I mean,
Legally.
look, it is
An
a
NDA?
BDSM relationship. I
Okay.
suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if a man, for instance, were to have some type of contract with a woman that it was okay for him to, well, I don't know, smack her around whenever he felt like it, you would still consider that to be abusive, even though it was contractual, right?
I looked it up by law. It's technically, if it's consensual by a contract, you're okay.
You wouldn't think that was abusive?
I mean, if I don't like it and I'm saying no, then yeah, that's a form of abuse, I think.
How long has this been going on?
Well, I've known him for 8 years, but it became more of a thing recently.
How recently?
Like about a year now.
So you guys been together for a year?
We're not together.
Well, okay, hold on.
Do you take him on walks? Does he get little treats?
He actually thought that
on a
would be
leash?
funny. He's already talked about that.
Yeah. So, are you dating somebody else?
No. Okay, I have
so
commitment issues.
how long have you been single?
About a year, maybe a year and a half.
All right. Longest relationship?
12 years.
Was that the one that ended a year ago?
Oh no, I dated someone when I started dating when I was 10 years old, and I quit till my early 20s.
How old were they?
They're also 11.
Same age?
11.
And that was the 12-year relationship?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who broke up with who in the 12-year relationship?
He admitted something openly that like he had gotten and then couldn't.
You gotta say SA, man.
Oh, SA.
Fuck.
Sorry, SA. That he got SA'd and then he kind of ghosted me. I think he was just ashamed of the fact that he was violated.
Okay. Your relationship that ended a year ago, how long was that one?
That was a year.
All right. Who broke up with who?
He just got arrested and it ended from there.
Arrested for what?
He tried to strangle me within 5 times with one night.
Was it consensual?
No. I was running. I ran to the next door neighbor. I was running away from him.
Was this the first time he tried to hurt you?
No.
Okay.
No, it was second, and after the second, it was just that's done.
Right. Were you guys having an argument or?
No, he was drunk. He got mad about pizza. He ordered pizza and then he passed out, and I put it in the fridge, and he got mad that I put it in the fridge. He started just freaking out on me and screaming at me.
Mental illness.
Okay. Why are you so attracted to mentally ill men?
Men.
I don't know. I can't. I've never actually had a deep conversation with myself.
Childhood trauma, perhaps?
Yeah, probably.
The current a guy that you're not seeing but lives in your house and you pay all of his bills, do you have a carnal relationship with this gentleman?
Like what kind of relationship? I didn't hear.
Sexual? Is it a sexual relationship?
No, I really haven't had much sex in like a year. I would say it has been like twice, and then I just know it's not sexual anymore.
Wait, you've had sex with him?
Yeah, in
Two
the
times.
very beginning, and then I just can't have sex with him anymore.
How often does he sleep on your floor?
Every night.
Oh, every night he comes over and sleeps. Oh, he lives in your house?
He doesn't leave my house.
Does he do your chores?
Yes.
Can you just break down like everything he does for you?
Holds my jacket. If I have girlfriends, he holds their jackets and purses. If I need him to walk to the grocery store, he will. If I get sick, he'll take care of me. If he gets sick, I take care of him. Yeah, everything. Any house chore I need done, he'll get done for me.
Okay.
He just doesn't drive.
Does he wear anything?
And is he older than you?
Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah. Okay. So the couple of quick questions. I'm just curious about if you think about what is mentally stable, right, or somebody who's not mentally ill, would you see it as a sign of perhaps abnormality? A man who is willing to sleep on the ground in a dog bed and be ordered about by a person who owned the place to the point where they would stand there as a coat rack or have endless demands put on them, which are essentially dehumanizing.
What is that? Will you repeat that first part of the sentence, please?
Yeah, would you consider that
one sec.
mentally
Sorry,
stable?
one sec.
Graffito Tact donated $200. Girls, do men expect extremely kinky / weird stuff in bed due to corn becoming more extreme? Can you give examples? Have you ever had to break up because a sex act a guy wanted was too crazy for you?
We'll come right back to that, Graffito. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, sure. I'm just wondering, do you consider that to be mentally stable behavior?
I don't think he's mentally stable at all. I definitely know he's not mentally stable, but he's not capable of taking care of himself. I've tried to help him get his driver's license. I've tried to help him get.
I mean, are you a psychologist?
No.
I mean, so you can't make a diagnosis.
I guess you're
for
right. I
instance,
can't. But he doesn't.
About whether or not, hang on, about whether or not a person can take care of themselves, and even if he couldn't, and I'll just grant to you that he couldn't, wouldn't you then defer that to professionals who could assist him so that he could take care of himself rather than exploiting a mentally ill person, making them sleep on the floor like a dog? How is that not monstrous?
I guess I thought because it's consensual and he wants to be next to me all the time. I didn't think it was.
Is it consensual? If a mentally ill person gives consent, are they really giving consent?
He wasn't diagnosed as mentally ill, so I mean, I don't know. I never thought about this.
Sorry, Andrew, I just want to jump in. You mentioned before the show that you're a mother. If you have a mentally ill person that you acknowledge is mentally ill living in your home, how are you feel safe with your child around him? Why are you exposing your child to that?
My daughter loves him, and he's really good with my daughter too.
But you just said that he's mentally ill.
Well, I don't know what you guys considered mental ill. He can take care of himself. He's good with kids.
Would bark like dog if requested, stands as coat rack for you, sleeps on the floor like a dog, is treated as a pet by you, by your admission.
But he's still a human.
I think that a person who would be willing to do that sounds like they have some screws loose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's not he has a good heart. He's not a bad person.
I'm not blaming him. Yeah. I don't think he's bad. I don't think that the person here who's completely unwell is the bad person.
She asked about my kid, and if he was a bad person, of course he wouldn't be around my kid. But he's not a bad person. He's actually really good with people.
But what do you think that is not sending some sort of message or teaching your, you said it was a daughter, I believe?
Well, he doesn't do that. If my kid is there, I share co-parent with my sister. So if my sister gives me, we share custody. If my daughter's there, he doesn't do that around my daughter.
No, not only that, but do you not think that it's confusing your daughter to see her mother in a relationship with a man who's a doormat for her instead of a loving monogamous relationship, or even not a monogamous relationship, but a real partner?
You have a point. She kind of I guess so, yeah, because she's dominant too. She kind of tells him what to do, and Yeah, no, there's a point there, yeah.
Because like the father figure in your life, or at least whoever that is, maybe the stepdad, the dad who stepped up, whatever it might be in people's situations, I know that for women that really determines a lot about the future relationships that they engage in and what they expect for themselves and what they think they deserve. Like, shout out to my dad who would warm the car up every single morning before school when I was a kid. Like, do you not want better for your daughter than this? Don't you think you deserve a real partner in life who...
I think I'm just scared of men because I went through a year ago and I've known him for 8 years. So it's easy to be close to someone you're comfortable with than get used again.
Have you ever thought of conquering that fear and like, I don't know, CBT therapy or something like that to really move past it instead of just have a man...
I'm trying to go to therapy, but every time I try to get therapy, it seems like there's always an issue trying to get a therapist to help with something. So I've definitely reached out to people. I've definitely asked for help, but like it seems like there's always like a insurance problem. If I get that fixed, there's another issue. Like,
well, have you thought about the idea that perhaps you're just a horrible person? Have you perhaps reconciled the fact that you could just be a fucking awful person who likes to do damage to men?
No, because I've had boyfriends say I'm a wonderful girlfriend. Like, I've had boyfriends...
When you make them sleep on the floor?
No,
and make them act as a coat rack for your friends? So you can demean them?
Technically, he's not my boyfriend, but when I've had boyfriends, I've cleaned their dishes, taken care of their dog, walked their dog. I've also been the one that takes care of all their stuff while they're paying the financial bills, and I just sit there and I take care of them.
You know, I think that there's an overemphasis often on the idea of therapy, therapists, and the fact that you need a mental health professional to come in. I think that the first step, honestly, is where's the common sense here? Like, I don't actually even understand. Like, where's the common sense?
This guy has the right to leave at any point.
If you make a man sleep on the floor like a dog and then publicly proclaim that he's your pet, right? You might be a horrible person. Like, I don't know why you would need a psychologist.
Well, he has the right to leave and go anywhere he wants. I don't.
You pay all his bills. Why would he ever leave if you're paying all his bills? He doesn't really have. He's leeching off of you.
He's not trapped there either.
But he doesn't have an incentive to leave if you're paying all his bills. Why would he go be broker and homeless or whatever it might be?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he
Sleeps
thought I
by
was
you every night.
If anybody thought I was a horrible person, they can always get up and leave my place too.
But do you see how you've incentivized him to stay in this environment?
He's dependent
on you. You've incentivized him. It's kind of like federal government aid on welfare, that if you're just getting a consistent check or something, why would you ever go and get your own job or figure out something else?
Like here, I'll show you what she's saying, right? Let's
a little bit.
This.
Okay.
Let's reverse this for a second. Hang on. Let's reverse it. Let's pretend for a second that I was on the panel and I said, well, I found a mentally unwell woman who can't take care of herself and she's totally dependent upon me. At night, I make her sleep on the ground, right? I make her do all sorts of sexual things whenever I feel like it, right? And I treat her like a doormat in front of every woman who comes over. Not a doormat like, ooh, I'm kind of rude to her, but literally make her stand there with her arm extended, and then me and my friends hang our coats and balance our drinks from her little nose. Would any woman here not say that was fucking horrific and that I was a monster? Go ahead. I just, by a show of hands, who would say, if I said all of that to you, that I was a monster? Show of hands. Yeah, okay. But somehow the sisterhood can't be bothered to express to this woman that what she's doing is fucking monstrous.
No one's ever said anything to me.
Yeah, I'm sure they haven't.